On the news tonight, Governor Soludo says human capital development remains the state's greatest resource. Anambra State to inject metering technology to stop estimated billing system. INEC assures of credible 2023 general elections. A teenager has been killed and many others wounded in mortar explosion inside Bangladesh. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the news. My name is Maureen Stone Enujuke. The governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has emphasized that human capital development remains the state's greatest resource. The governor made the emphasis while inaugurating Anambra State Human Capital Development Steering Committee, known as Human Capital Development Council, HCDC. Government House correspondent Valentine Badoga reports that Governor Soludo, while addressing the members of the committee drawn from critical sectors of the economy, harped on the need to mine and maximize the human capital which Anambra State is blessed with, pointing out that the terms of reference of the committee include to identify the baseline on human capital development in the state and to define the state's priorities on human capital development. Governor Soludo noted that their task is critical in building a livable and prosperous Anambra State. The council has the Deputy Governor, Dr. Onyeka Chukwu-Ibezim, as the chairman, the Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Ms. Chamaka Nake, as the focal person. Other members are the Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chuma-Ude, her Women Affairs counterpart, Mrs. Ifi Obinabo, the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afam Obidike, and his Youth Empowerment counterpart, Mr. Patrick Alamba. Other members include the Special Advisor to the Governor on Youth Empowerment Program, Dr. Nelson Omenua, and the MD CEO of ICT, Mr. Chukwemeka Abata. The Secretary to the State Government, Professor Solochukwu Lobelu, was present at the inauguration which took place at the Executive Chamber, Government House, Oka. Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chuma-Ude, calls for raising community schools to smart schools. She was speaking during the flag-off ceremony of the renovation of Ezike High School, Nibo, in line with the present administration's goal to raise community schools to smart schools. Education correspondent Theophilus Okoha has the details.
Commissioner Chuma-Ude, who reiterated government's stance to raise community schools to smart schools, appreciated the efforts of philanthropists that have taken up the task of supporting the government's drive to push the educational sector forward by adopting schools. She stated that it is disheartening to see the deplorable state of community schools while prominent men and women in those communities do nothing, watching infrastructures fall apart and students learn under such conditions. The commissioner called on individuals who are product of community schools to give back to the school and community that helped shape their lives. She disclosed that the Soludo-led administration aims to restore education to its pride of place for the benefit of Umuakwukwo in the Anambra.
We have seen these things and decided that it is time. We keep thinking, we have taken the pictures of as it is, which we will use as before, and less than no time, we will also have the pictures of after.
In her remark, the Executive Secretary of Post-Primary School Service Commission, Lady Stella Ramsey, enjoined individuals to live a life of giving, stating that investing in the education of others is a way of leaving an imprint in the sands of time. The President General Nibo Town Union, Professor Tony Nwokwe, appreciated the efforts of the government in restructuring the state and pledged that the Nibo community will constantly support the government in making the state livable. He stated that the renovation of the classroom blocks and Corpus Lodge will be completed in 3 months.
1977. Kano ebido school la. O sta na etu we law school la. Ina eba ni ne wo wada, the castle land by exceptional high institution.
The commissioner later inspected the level of dilapidation of the school. Theophilus Okoha reporting for ABS News.
A smart metering technology that will checkmate power losses in Anambra State and give electricity consumers access to reliable and affordable power has been installed at Odida Community, Ogidi, in a Idemili North local government area. The technology known as Internet of Things is in line with the commitment of Anambra State government to stop estimated billing of the citizens of Anambra State by the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company and ensure constant power supply to the state. Correspondent Chukwemeka Modelim takes the story from here.
Speaking after witnessing the demonstration of the pilot phase of the technology at Ogidi, the Commissioner for Power in Anambra State, Engineer Julius Chukwemeka, explained that the technology, which is developed by Stimaco, is in line with the vision of Governor Chukwuma Soludo that every electricity consumer in Anambra State will be metered to stop estimated billing and power losses by the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company. The commissioner further said that the technology will ensure that electricity consumers in Anambra get value for their money by ensuring that they pay only for the power they use and will never pay for the power they did not use.
For power to be 24/7, one Mr. Governor had earlier in his manifesto envisaged the fact that strategic partnership agreement with EEDC is the key. Okay, so that we will have that, and also that we will get people to pay for what they use. Yes, so nobody will pay for power he or she did not use, and nobody will use the power he or she did not pay for.
On his part, the managing director of the firm that developed Internet of Things technology, Mr. Tom Parkinson, revealed that it was used for producing intelligent meters that can help the EEDC to monitor all the uses of the power delivered, dictate where people are stealing power, and help the customers to develop trust that they can only pay for the power they consume. Mr. Parkinson maintained that it will also help the EEDC for power accountability and reduce aggregate technical commercial losses, among others.
What this is about, though, is it's about enabling people to get 24/7 power and ensuring that the utility can provide power profitably, whilst also ensuring that people get sort of good value for money in terms of the energy that they're getting. Our solution is just a piece of software that helps enable that transaction.
In his remarks, the managing director of Opaka Energy Nigeria Limited, Professor Frank Okafor, disclosed that the smart prepared meters they installed at Ogidi Community in collaboration with Stimaco is to prove that the solution works, their livelihood, businesses can operate profitably, and that EEDC can get paid for the power that they supplied to the community without resorting to estimated billing.
We are here to introduce a technology. That technology is used in their own case for producing intelligent meters. Okay. It also will help you to make sure that you, the customer, pay for only what you use. And for the man controlling, you can disconnect somebody just from your office on the computer. Don't need to go physically.
In his address, the chairman of the Dogidi Family Union, Pastor Josiah Ejiofor, disclosed that the meters are working perfectly well as they record and control their consumption of electricity, adding that the hours of power supply has increased tremendously in both quality and quantity.
Quacks who infiltrate engineering practice in Anambra State would henceforth have to contend with official measures with the inauguration of Anambra State Sectoral Committee, ASSC, of Koren. The new convergence is a collaborative effort with the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN, and the Anambra State Technical Expatriate Monitoring Committee, STC. Correspondent Blessing Uchendo has the details.
The Anambra State Sectorial Committee is designated under the Engineering Regulations and Monitoring COREN ERM team and has the core mandate of ensuring that the provisions of COREN Act in Anambra State are adhered to. The team is comprised of various professionals representing different cadres of engineering personnel. Inaugurating the committee, the Registrar of COREN, Engineer Professor Adisabelo, who joined virtually, called on the members to act within the code of the practice of COREN and ensure that they represent the engineering regulatory body effectively, as they were selected based on their competence and pedigree. He commended the Governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, for inaugurating a technical and expatriate monitoring committee on June this year and maintained that no engineer would be allowed to supervise any project in the state except he or she is duly registered with COREN and possesses current practicing license. Making a presentation on the aims and objectives of COREN, the head ERM Department of COREN, Abuja, Engineer Dayabu Tijan, noted that to curb road failures, building collapses, among other negative effects of unprofessional engineering practice, the need for the committee to serve as a watchdog for all the engineering projects in Anambra State is crucial.
In the case of institution, while in the case of an individual can be up to 500,000, and imprisonment for about 6 months, when convicted by a competent court of law. The council, that is just like a board of any ministry, so they both inquire and coordinate council. So and they are sitting, they approve this operational guideline which will guide the operation of the ERM technical committees, national technical committees, and also the expatriate monitoring committee, and the sectors, how they should operate.
Speaking further, the Anambra State Chairman of COREN, Engineer Victor Meju, who congratulated the committee members, noted that in view of the agenda of the Soludo-led administration, every sector must be factored into the developmental framework for sustainable growth and development, and charged them to live up to expectations, reminded them of their core responsibilities to the profession.
Before now, COREN is addressed as Council for Registered Engineers in Nigeria. But with the amendment of Decree number 3 of 2018, that department was carved into the Act and domiciled in the Council and gave power to the Council to effectively carry out the function of ERM. So ERM is sanctioned by law. The registrar has the administrative power to effectively implement the law that pertains to ERM. The job is that all engineering infrastructures going on in the state must be adequately monitored, supervised, regulated in compliance with the Act by this group.
On his part, the chairman, Inauguration Planning Committee, Engineer Cyril Aneto, described the setting up of the committee as a welcome development and expressed hope that its activities would help to improve the public trust on the profession. Speaking on behalf of the newly inaugurated members, the Chief Inspector COREN ERM Anambra State, Engineer Frank Ofo, thanked the industry for finding all the members worthy to drive the initiative and promised to ensure that engineering practice in Anambra State is in line with global practice.
And I'm very happy that engineering is taking its place of pride in Nigeria, because in this digital era, everything has to revolutionize. Engineering used to be a commerce affair, and that is why at the end of the day, the effect and the implication was started on all faces, and you see the consequences started to come out. That's why you see failures, structural failures, building collapse, road failures, bridge failures, because no person gives any attention, any serious consideration to professionalism. You see quackery here and there bringing up. Okay. Yes, but now, I think the nation has woken up, and that is why you can see this thing that's happening here is happening in every state. Now the engineers, the engineering regulation and monitoring team has to be established, and PROMOS have to take charge and take responsibility, and that is why I'm very happy.
In attendance at the inauguration were Head of Registration Unit ERM Abuja, Engineer Lukman Sani, Engineer Esther Adejuwon, and the traditional ruler of Umueri, Igwe Bennett Emeka, among others. In Oka, Blessing Uchendo, ABS News.
The governor of Rotary International, District 9142, Rotarian Grace Okaru, has stressed the need for balancing the ecosystem through tree planting. She made the call when she visited the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Winco Foam, Dr. Godwin Okafor, in Oka. Correspondent Kenechukwu Chukwudi tells us more.
District Governor, who emphasized that Rotary International, since existence, has made uplifting humanity its focal point of intervention, bringing about a better community for all. She also explained that the advocacy visit helps to explain to the people the operations of Rotary and commended Dr. Godwin Okafor for contributing to society through his philanthropy.
And also appreciate you for the things you have been doing in partnership with Rotary, particularly Rotary in this area. I've seen the lineup of awards, and of course, it testifies to who you are and what you have been doing in the society. So thank you very much for your support to Rotary.
Welcoming the Rotary International District Governor and her entourage, Dr. Okafor thanked them for the visit and noted that Rotary has immensely contributed to the life of people worldwide, especially the less privileged, and urged them to continue with their good work.
So they came today to plant a tree in my compound, a factory. So I like what they are doing. So they keep it up. I will be advising the little way I can to see that, of course, the organization has been there for ages, so they will continue.
The president of the Rotary Club of Oka Municipal, Rotarian Uchenna Ezani, pointed out that the elimination of polio in Nigeria and elsewhere is due to the intervention of Rotary, as they will keep making a difference in the world.
So, in so many ways, health-wise, maternal and health care, childbirth, so many. It's all encompassing. So the Rotary impact in the world is everywhere.
The chairman, Rotary International Stakeholders, Rotarian Abuchi Nwozo, and an assistant governor in Rotary, Rotarian Charles Chika, said that partnership is important in helping Rotary achieve its objectives. A botanist, Rotarian Professor Raphael Okibo of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, who is also a past assistant governor, revealed that trees, apart from balancing the ecosystem through giving out oxygen and absorbing carbon dioxide, gives aesthetic of the environment and is important for well-being. The managing director of Winco Foam, Dr. Godwin Okafor, who was later decorated with Rotary pin and paraphernalia, also planted a tree together with the district governor and others. In Oka, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for ABS News.
The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has declared that the commission would deepen the deployment of appropriate technology for the conduct of elections, reassuring Nigerians that the 2023 general elections would be credible. Yakubu described as progressive the provisions of new Electoral Act, which empowered the commission to take certain decisions like the deployment of technology. According to him, the commission was making preparations for 95 million voters at the 2023 elections. He, however, debunked the alleged manipulation of the voters' register by the commission, disclosing that INEC was yet to add the 12 million fresh registrants into the register. The INEC boss noted that there has been a challenge with the collection of PVCs, disclosing that the commission had a meeting with all its resident electoral commissioners, REC, and administrative secretaries in Lagos within the week to map out strategies on how to ensure a hitch-free distribution of PVCs. The World Bank Group has warned the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and other central banks across the world on the possibility of global economic recession following simultaneous hike of interest rates. The CBN had at the last Monetary Policy Committee MPC meeting in July in Abuja raised the benchmark's interest rate from 13.5% to 14%. In a report titled Risk of Global Recession in 2023 Rises Amid Simultaneous Rate Hikes, World Bank Group President David Malpass said that central banks' simultaneous hike of interest rates in response to inflation will push the world economies towards a global recession in 2023. The decision would also lead to a string of financial crises in emerging markets and developing economies that would do them lasting harm, according to a comprehensive new study by the World Bank. A Rohingya teenager has been killed and at least 6 people were injured when a mortar shell fired from Myanmar exploded inside Bangladesh territory. The youth was killed by a mortar blast in an area designated as no man's land, a strip of land along the Myanmar-Bangladesh border where an estimated 4,000 Rohingya live. Local media in Bangladesh said that people in the area reported that 5 mortars were fired from Myanmar territory and 3 exploded at approximately 8:30 p.m. local time on Friday night. The victim was identified by Bangladesh newspaper as Iqbal Hossein Bari, 18. 4 Bangladesh nationals were also injured, according to the news organization. A Bangladesh government and border guard officials said that strong protests will be launched with Myanmar's over the incident. And now sports. The draws for the 2022 Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations AFCON took place on Friday, September 16, 2022. The Super Sand Eagles are among the 8 teams that qualified for the final group stage. The Super Sand Eagles will participate in the Beach Soccer AFCON, which will take place at an enchanting tourist spot in the town of Vilkakulo. The Super Sand Eagles are 2-time Beach Soccer AFCON champions with victories in Durban, South Africa back in 2007 and 2009 when the tournament was a qualification series. The 2 top teams at the 2022 Beach Soccer AFCON will qualify for the 2023 FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup. Remember, you can follow ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka and follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website www.absradiotv.com. And now a recap of the main points. Governor Soludo has said human capital development remains the state's greatest resource. Anambra State is to inject metering technology to stop estimated billing system. INEC has assured of credible 2023 general elections. A teenager has been killed and many others wounded in mortar explosion inside Bangladesh. And here is a special message before we go. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that does it on the news tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Good night and stay blessed.